Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. But today, guys, we have to open the day with the breaking news. It's over between Manchester United and their head coach, Ruben Amorim. Breaking news from the morning: the relationship between Ruben Amorim and Manchester United was already deteriorated, I would say, in the recent days. In the last 24 hours, we saw an explosive press conference by Ruben Amorim after Leeds United draw, and now, this morning, the official decision made by Manchester United management and owners all together mentioning that, while my phone is still ringing and it's a crazy busy day, because Ruben Amorim leaves Manchester United with immediate effect. What happened, guys? If you see my channel here on YouTube, I told you yesterday, and I opened my video last night about that here on the channel, big tensions at Manchester United between Ruben Amorim and people in the management. And that's the case. The transfer market is a crucial part of this conversation. Then in the statement, Manchester United refer to the results, and of course the results are part of the game, are key part of the game, because if Man United were performing in a great way, of course that was going to be different. But in this case, we talk about a completely different situation, a completely different case, where results are an important part of the story, but also the transfer strategy. When Ruben Amorim goes in press conference after Leeds United game and says, I came here to Manchester United to be the manager and not the head coach, Ruben Amorim sends a very strong message, a message that obviously is very easy to understand. Ruben Amorim wanted to make an impact in terms of decisions at Manchester United. If Ruben Amorim, it was 14 months ago, November 2024, decides to leave the project at Sporting during the season, something that Amorim at the beginning didn't want to do. Ruben Amorim's original plan was to complete the season at Sporting and then go to a new club in summer 2025. But then if Amorim accepted to go to Manchester United in November 2024, it's because Ruben Amorim had a feeling from the club that he was going to be able to make an impact in terms of strategy and make an impact in terms of what they wanted to build in order to make Manchester United great again. But then Ruben Amorim had the feeling recently that some of the decisions made by the club were not on the same page with his own view. And this is why he goes public in a very strong way and says, I'm the manager, I'm not the head coach. Manager. It means that he wanted to make an impact, he wanted to decide on signings, he wanted to decide on the strategy, and then the tactical aspect. Ruben Amorim made clear immediately when he signed for Manchester United that the system he wanted to use was a 3-4-3 or maybe a 3-4-2-1, but playing with a back three and with the midfield with four. But then what Manchester United built, probably in terms of squad, is something that didn't give him always the opportunity to play with a back four. And so internally at Manchester United, the feeling is that Ruben Amorim was going too strong with those statements, also yesterday. And that made the last 24 hours really explosive internally. It was really tense, really complicated to handle between Ruben Amorim and people in the management. This is why an emergency meeting took place overnight, and then in the morning the final decision made together with the owner, the co-owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and people in the management, all involved in this process to sack Ruben Amorim with immediate effect. A really strong decision, because we are in January, and it's unbelievable. In this 2026, we already saw Enzo Maresca leaving Chelsea, now Ruben Amorim leaving Manchester United. That's incredible in terms of timing, but at the same time was almost impossible to continue together after those public comments by Ruben Amorim. And again, Amorim feels that some of the decisions in the summer were not on the same page with what he wanted to do. For example, the style of striker he wanted in the summer transfer window was probably different to what he had from the transfer market at Manchester United. He wanted more kind of traditional number 9, almost a guaranteed number of goals for his Manchester United team. The club decided to go for different kind of profiles. So they were not on the same page on some of these points. And then in terms of adding players in order to make Ruben Amorim able to play with the system he loves. So with the back three, there is something crucial for the manager. Then what's also important to mention is the January transfer window. We are into it now. We are into January, and what's happening is that Manchester United have been very quiet in these opening days. Why? Because they wanted to sign Antoine Semenyo and it was not possible. The player decided to go to Manchester City, and now what's happening at Manchester United is that obviously the situation is quite on standby. And Ruben Amorim in press conference even before the game against Leeds, so presenting the game against Leeds, Ruben Amorim's message was something like, I have a feeling that January is going to be calm, is going to be quiet, but he was not so satisfied about that. Ruben Amorim wanted to add some players to this Manchester United squad, wanted to have the possibility to play with the system. He wanted probably with players in place and not with kind of emergency solutions. So Ruben Amorim was not happy with the situation. Manchester United not happy with the results and with the comments of the manager. So you can understand easily how the situation became really too complicated in the recent days, weeks and hours. So less than 24 hours after Ruben Amorim says I will be Manchester United manager, not head coach, for the next 18 months, Man United decide to sack the manager and restart the game to look for a new head coach. Let me start on something now, in terms of new manager. The interim manager Manchester United now will be Darren Fletcher. Darren Fletcher, who was and is already part of Manchester United staff, technical staff, he will be now the interim manager of Manchester United. We will see how long is going to be this, but for sure this week is going to be Darren Fletcher. Manchester United internally now will look for the new manager. We will see if that is going to be possible for this moment, so already in January, or appoint someone for the end of the season, prepare the future, rather than having a new permanent manager immediately. So let's see how Manchester United will manage this situation. In terms of timing, in terms of conversations. Already tomorrow the press conference will be made by Darren Fletcher, so will be Fletcher in charge of the press conference. But then internally at the club, all people of the club, from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who will be involved in the decision from the manager, and all the other candidates will discuss names to replace Ruben Amorim for present or future, end of the season. So we expect conversations to accelerate very soon. We expect meetings, internal meetings, and then interviews to start very soon in order to decide who is going to be the new head coach. I already saw some rumors in the English media, someone saying that probably Zinedine Zidane could be a candidate. Guys, Zidane is always linked with Manchester United job, but remember what I keep telling you on Zidane. Zidane has a verbal agreement to become the new French national team head coach after the World Cup to replace Didier Deschamps. So in this moment, I'm not aware of any concrete contact with Zidane. I'm sure now we will see many names, many rumors in terms of next Manchester United manager after this Ruben Amorim Bomba dropping today. I will keep you posted for sure on what happens. But now, Amorim out, Darren Fletcher, interim manager for Manchester United. The breaking news of the morning, the big Bomba, and the very tense situation at Manchester United. So the situation is going to evolve. Remember to stay tuned here on the channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel because we are here every single day to keep you updated. And remember guys, remember to be part of the YouTube channel because you will find absolutely everything here every single day. Ciao!